dire team band.
Hey, hello everybody, my name is CoolBlue, and I'm bringing you guys this game in the Joint Dota League. This is Joint Dota League Season 4. It's fantastic because it's 4 seasons of awesomeness. That's all I gotta say. And I finally found times I can actually cast, so I'm gonna start casting more often. But enough about me. Let's go and talk about these teams here because that's what you guys really care about. We got 4 bunnies, 1 turtle versus Duza Gaming. This is interesting for me personally because if you guys don't know about me personally, I don't actually follow Dota super seriously heavy. I'm going to start getting into a lot more into it now since I'm live streaming. But that said, I used to cast for something called the Sunday Evening Cup series way back when, and Duza Gaming was one of those teams that was kind of constantly getting top 5 out of 60 or 30 teams that actually showed up to play. So Duza Gaming, I have some fond memories of Duza Gaming. That said, I casted Sunday or Saturday and Sunday, I think, where 4 bunnies and 1 turtle were in one of the games I casted, and they did a fantastic, phenomenal series. They showed that they were extremely flexible with their lineup, and I'm expecting some really awesome things from them. So I have high expectations for 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. And I see Duza Gaming as, oh my gosh, I remember them from the Sunday Evening Cup series. They're about to make it to the top. And I'm like really torn between who I actually want to throw my hat in. So that makes you the perfect person to commentate this game. So as you guys can see, I'm a little bit fair and balanced, unlike fixed news. But let's not talk about political things here. Let's talk about Dota. We got ourselves 4 bans total. Death Prophet, Terrorblade, Razor, and Brewmaster. I've seen Brewmaster do quite a bit of disgusting things. It's more or less a concept of, okay, whenever Brewmaster's alive, he has his ult. No matter how much you try to kill him, he will pop his ult. I don't care if you have a 10-second silence, he still finds a way to pop his ult. So that's a nice person to take out of the game automatically. So that means that Duza Gamer are going to have a better time actually getting teamfight off. Speaking of teamfight, they go for the Tidehunter, the typical Organ Magi, who seems to be a support of the year right now. I've been seeing him picked up in almost every single game, so that's actually fantastic to see. Also, new supports get put into those positions. Moving on to the Razor ban. The Razor ban by Duza Gaming shows me that maybe they want to carry who needs to focus on the damage. I'm thinking somebody like Lifestealer, but I only say that because that's the only person I can ever think of whenever I think of a Razor. Possibly, no, just Razor, or just Lifestealer. On the side of 4 bunnies, 1 turtle, they banned out the Terrorblade and Death Prophet. I've seen a few games where one game Death Prophet did really well, but they still lost, mainly because the other carries on the enemy team got a little bit too far away. But all the other games I've seen, basically Death Prophet just kind of became a mini carry. Like, she was the carry to the carry. She complemented the carry's carry. They carried each other together into the abyss of victory. So her physical damage, her ulti is still really powerful. Her silence is doing a whole bunch of stuff that people don't like. And I like the fact that we see her banned out by 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. It is, from what I've seen, very counterproductive to the strategies that they like to run, which are more 4 protect 1 type strats, which hence it ain't 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. 4 protect 1 type strats where they let the carry go ahead and get really farmed up. 4 protect 1s are really reliant on people having their spells ready. And speaking of people having their spells ready, let's go and talk about these picks on the side of 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. Centaur Warman, a really nice initiation. Also, Blink Dagger, Stomp, GG, they're pretty much killing everybody in the area. So I actually like the Centaur pickup. Also, very nice beefy initiator as well. So you can take a whole bunch of damage and possibly take some focus away from the carries that might be in danger when teamfight breaks out. Besides a very nice support, his birds, I haven't really paid attention much to how well the micro is, but the bird control has a high potential to actually change a whole bunch of team fights. We can see a whole bunch of things as far as tower pushes. I think it was 4 bunnies, 1 turtle where they had a Visage and they had like an Aghanim Scepter like the 16-minute mark or something ridiculous. But long story short, a lot of control with the birds, a lot of burst damage with that Soul Assumption, and also you can just help out with kills easily with that Grave Chill. So very nice support to go for. I actually like him as a hero in general. Moving on to Duza Gaming side, we had talked about it. They want the kind of team fight initiation type things. We see them banning out people who can possibly counter that quite well. I'm specifically speaking of people like Lich and Lich and Drow Ranger to a certain extent. Drow Ranger to a certain extent of her Gust will actually make a devastating blow to Tidehunter and anybody else who is reliant on spells. So I'm a little bit fearful right now. I think Duza Gaming might be focusing more on spell-reliant heroes. They might be trying to go for 4 protect 1 as well. That would be cool to see, but it will take a while. I'm just giving you guys a heads up. 4 bunnies, 1 turtle like to do 4 protect 1s from what I've seen. The like 3 or 4 games that I may have seen them play. Duza Gaming, I remember the Sunday Evening Cup series by name. I don't actually remember how their playstyle was. All that said, though, we see 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. They do ban out people such as the Doombringer and the Wisp, and that kind of tells me along the lines of they don't want anybody just, you know, ganking somebody who's solo farming. So we're going to see some solo farm going on for 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. That's pretty much in stone right now. Moving to Duza gaming side, though, they ban out the Slark. But they pick up the Slark, somebody who can just roam around, become a super snowball reliant hero. That tells me the Duza gamer are trying to be focused more on setting the tempo of this game, and you can definitely do that with the Tidehunter Ravage. Likely we'll see Ravage be the big threat early on, and then later on we'll see Slark's snowball potential actually become a lot higher than people expect it to be. That also explains why we see people banned out such as, like I said, Lich and Razor now. Razor basically takes all of Slark's damage, even though Slark's still in stats. Razor's still doing a crap ton more damage than Slark can actually dish out. Lich, on the other hand, I want to say maybe just his slow and his ice armor just makes Slark not have fun. Also, the ice ball from Lich does bounce around when you have a nice little clump of heroes, which by the looks of you have time to blink it in for a giant ulti. You have Ogre Magi probably be somewhere in the vicinity to try to drop a stun on top of an important person, such as a Centaur, maybe even another support who has a bigger stun that they need to worry about. And Slark will likely be close by trying to melee people in the face. So a Lich would have been very nice for 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. But he's out of the game, so get over it. Anyway, speaking of other things to get over, we got 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. Getting almost over the time inside of their, or wasting quite a bit of time inside their reserve time. They need to go ahead and get for their picks, and oh my gosh, hold on, let me check, hold on. Let me check my audio, okay, alright, my audio's good, my bad. Sorry. So I had a nightmare that I cast an entire game with my mic muted. I've done that a few times. It's not fun. I don't recommend it. Guys. If you're ever going to commentate, make sure your mic's turned on. Anywho, so we're just waiting for bunnies, 1 turtle, pick up their picks. Versus the Slark, you can do a whole bunch of things. You just have to be extremely careful. Vengeful Spirit is a fantastic pickup. Vengeful Spirit likely going to get stunned a lot by Ogre Magi. Vengeful Spirit probably going to die a bunch, but she is going to sacrifice her life for the greater cause. That actually kind of makes me concerned now, because 4 bunnies, 1 turtle just might go for somebody who's worth sacrificing your life for, which would be a Medusa. Spectre, you can kind of let her do her own, but I think Medusa would be a nice pickup, because you can give her the extra bonus coming up, or bonus damage coming out from that Vengeful Aura. You can give her the movement speed to get out of dodge if things do get too trippy, and you also have Visage to help her out with the slows and just make sure Medusa can get all the right click in the world. So 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. They need, like I said, the lineup to create enough room or as much room as possible to let their carry farm. And I think Vengeful Spirit and Visage and Centaur, so far, these are all solid picks. You can't really go wrong. You can put whoever you want in the lineup, and it'll probably do just as well. Duza Gaming pick themselves up an Ancient Apparition. They're going for more of the, like I said, more of the we start a team fight, we are going to win the team fight. I'm expecting to see Ancient Apparition at least try to get an Aghanim Scepter. Although that said, there is an Ogre Magi and an AA. I think they're playing supporters roles. I would really hate to see Tidehunter go to waste as a support. I don't think farming Ancient Apparition is as powerful as it used to be, or if it ever was powerful. I know when I played Dota, Ancient Apparition always landed Ice Blast on me, and it killed me. It's like, no, I have 100 HP total, don't do it. Anyway, my horror stories aside, Ancient Apparition, if you can get an Aghanim Scepter, that would be very fantastic versus the lineup in general, because you can start a team fight, you can throw the Ice Blast, and you can say, okay, we started a team fight, you guys either retreat or all die. And generally speaking, 4 bunnies, 1 turtle will start losing ground slowly but surely versus Duza Gaming probably every, I want to say somewhere in between the time of Ravage and Ice Blast right now, which is 40 seconds and 150 seconds. So probably about every 90 seconds or so, you see 4 bunnies, 1 turtle losing more and more ground. So continue on though. We see they pick up a Phantom Assassin for the carry. Nice, solid, well not necessarily solid carry, but I think if I had to choose between who would win the mid-game harder, I would honestly say Phantom Assassin. And the only reason why I say it is because Phantom Assassin can just destroy Slark in 3 right clicks if she's lucky, if the RNGesus is with her. If she believes in the faith that is RNGesus and all of his spirits and disciples and crits and, you know, the dataless disciple. I think that's the only one I can think of. Chrisless disciple. There's only 2 crits? Wow. But anyway, long story short, 3 crits can probably make Slark die really fast, or at least make Slark pop his ult way sooner than he wants to. So I think 4 bunnies, 1 turtle, pick out the Phantom Assassin is nice versus a Slark, despite the fact that, well, actually no, it's just nice all around. If Slark gets a leash on top of Phantom Assassin can just blink out. If Slark is trying to run away from Phantom Assassin, he throws Dagger, he doesn't get his bonus, and he gets slowed, so he either pops a Death Pack or pops his ult. Likely he'll just pop an ult or leap and he'll be fine. So really you have a nice solid lineup so far with 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. Relative to what we're seeing, I genuinely wouldn't put all my money on a Phantom Assassin, but in this specific matchup, Slark versus Phantom Assassin, I favor Phantom Assassin quite heavily. I gotta say that right now. All that said though, if Duza Gaming do get some sort of mid who can probably make a big impact on the game, they could possibly end up in a situation where 4 bunnies, 1 turtle won't matter with their Phantom Assassin. Honestly, I'm thinking somebody along the lines of an OD, but I don't know how well that'll work, especially with Phantom Assassin just dodging everything anyway. Heck, maybe even a sniper. Maybe a Medusa anyway. I don't know, Slark Medusa on the same team. Slark for mid game, Medusa for late game. Maybe a Spectre. Spectre can just reflect some damage for free. The options are kind of wide open as far as what Duza Gaming can go for. The reason why I say is because Tidehunter has been and can be playing mid. So that's one thing that we can see as far as the lineups. And they go for Templar Assassin for the mid. So Duza Gaming look like they're really relying on winning that mid game. Not necessarily just winning it, but just saying, hey, you see this mid game? You guys aren't going to have a chance because we're just going to destroy your faces before it happens. Phantom Assassin can kind of fit into that category where she does win the mid game, but you have to be very cautious because she needs her items. The fact that Battle Fury most of the time is a required item for her to actually do damage and kill people is one thing, and also considering that Phantom Assassin versus Templar Assassin is not a really good matchup for PA because her crits are useless when the refraction's up. It just makes it another thing. Maybe TA will be forced to build a fast MKB, but at the end of the day, as soon as it comes online, Phantom Assassin officially is out of the game as far as being useful for a team. So, intelligent pickups coming up from Duza Gaming. Of course, Templar Assassin is going to be really reliant on getting that MKB, but I think she should be fine. We have a lot of tanky people inside of 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. Not necessarily like super tanks, like we could survive all the right clicks from the whole team, but more so like they can probably have TA throw like maybe 3 or 4 good right clicks, and they can probably still run away. Everybody with the exception of Vengeful Spirit, of course. And once MKB comes up, everybody probably except for Centaur and Viper will die relatively easy. I think Visage will die as well. I don't know. Just depends, guys. I'm going to be as excited to see this game as you are. We also saw Magnus banned out, and if I recall correctly, we saw Lycan banned out on Duza Gaming. So Duza were a little bit afraid of the split push or any type of push, which I'm surprised that there was no Nature's Prophet picked up, because I actually would have liked that for 4 bunnies, 1 turtles lineup. But it seems that they were a little bit afraid of that. Actually, no, I take that back. Nature's Prophet would have been horrible. Slark 2 mobile, TA, Templar Assassin, can just show up from middle of nowhere and just blast their faces in. And speaking of blasting their faces in, guys, we got a pause coming out, blasting your face with that halt in the game. You know how it works. If you play Dota, if you ever play a match of Dota, I'm just saying, if you ever legitimately play a match of Dota with 10 people who are competent in Dota, and you don't pause for at least 3 minutes every game, you're doing it wrong. You're just doing it wrong. It's just a fact. It's a fact of life. Anywho, let's go and do introduction. Starting off on the side of Duza Gaming, we are seeing a Slark, Limbo playing that Slark. Moving over to this Phantom Assassin, or Templar Assassin, Jesus, is going to kill me all game. On this Templar Assassin, we see ourselves Iceberg, doing a nice little Superman pose, sweet. And on this, on this Ogre Magi, we see Lokio on that Ogre Magi. Moving on to his Ancient Apparition, we see ourselves Smiley on that Ancient Apparition. And of course, last but not least, on this Tidehunter playing an all-important role, we see Madden. Pretty sure it's not trademarked. That's one less D than it's 1 D away from being trademarked. We see Madden on that Tidehunter. Moving to the side of 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. On this Vengeful Spirit, we see ourselves Ari on that VS. Moving to this Phantom Assassin, who's right on behind her. We see Miracle playing the Phantom Assassin. And on this Centaur Warrunner, we see Smasher WYL playing Centaur. And on this Viper, we see Hook. And our missing player is going to be the one, the only, Stand-In Yapazor. And Stand-In Yapazor is going to be playing... let's see if I can figure it out. What hero goes mid and snowballs really hard? Mid hero that snowballs really hard. Bounty Hunter! No. This is going to be Yapazor. Stand-In Yapazor is going to be playing that Templar Assassin. So, whoa. Hold on, give me a second. Actually, hold on. My bad. I was trying to make a joke, but then I actually tripped up. Hold on. 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. They had a Visage, right? Alright. It's okay, guys. I figured it out. It's okay. It's good. It's good. Kublu's okay. We got Besides getting played by Stanley Yapazor, going to be playing a support role. So Viper's probably going to be playing mid. Man, note to self, don't make jokes. Alright, we'll put that to the side. Anywho. So, like I said, what I'm expecting to see from this lineup is a lot of snowballing. Duza Gaming, to me, I gotta be completely honest, they really need to snowball as hard as they can. Phantom Assassin is not gonna matter if Templar Assassin gets farmed enough to where she just really doesn't care, can probably kill TA before TA, or if Templar Assassin can kill Phantom Assassin before Templar Assassin has to start worrying about it, then I think it's not going to be an issue. 4 bunnies, 1 turtle, they kind of have all of their, so to speak, turtles in one basket of bunnies. Oh, wow, the visual. They kind of have all their eggs in one basket, to be completely honest with you, and they're kind of really reliant on that Phantom Assassin being there. I've seen this a few times, and I critiqued it quite a bit last time around. When I said, "Oh my gosh, 4 bunnies, 1 turtle have one thing, and they're really reliant on this one thing," and then they somehow turned around, and made it a fantastical game the whole entire way. So 4 bunnies, 1 turtle are really reliant on Phantom Assassin for damage, sure, but you still have the initiation power of the Centaur Warrunner. You have the control that you get from Vengeful Spirit. You have Viper building the mechanism. Yeah, he builds the mechanism, that's all he does. And besides, he has a lot of nuke damage potential. So you have a nice, decent balance from 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. I would be very afraid if there was somebody who can go a lot later than Templar Assassin, to be honest. Like, if somebody can go later than Templar Assassin, like maybe a Spectre, Medusa, or Anti-Mage, Faceless Void even. Troll Warlord, no, he can't go that late. I would be really afraid for 4 bunnies, 1 turtle's lineup, but right now, I think their lineup is good for what they're facing up against. And the reason why I say that is because, like I said, you have the control from Visual Spirit, so she can just stun somebody like Slark and just ignore him or help the team kill him. Viper, he has his ult, which you can use on Templar Assassin to just get rid of all of her refraction charges really fast. You have Centaur Warrunner, who can kind of counter-initiate the Titan Hunter, assuming that he's still alive, of course, or maybe he can pop his ult to help her run away. And Visage can blow up Ancient Apparition quite well. Of course, there are counters to everything, and there are counters to the counters, and there's counters to the counters that have counters of counters with counters, but at the end of the day, 4 bunnies, 1 turtles lineup is not a reliable lineup in the lightest sense of the word, or lightest sense of the phrase, but it will work. It will work for what they're facing. And I think Duza's game, his lineup is a little bit more invested in the late game, sure, because they do need Templar Assassin to get herself a Blink Dagger Desolator and probably Blink Dagger Desolator, and definitely not probably, definitely an MKB. And that's assuming that Phantom Assassin actually gets some decent farm. I'm also expecting to see Blade Mails on people like Ogre Magi and Titan Hunter. If they don't get Blade Mails, I'll be very sad. Just gotta say it. I'm just gonna call it now. So anywho, as far as the supporting lineups though, there's a little bit stronger supporting lineup on 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. They can do a little bit more as far as roaming around and ganking. Ogre Magi and Ancient Apparition, Ogre Magi throws a stun, Ancient Apparition throws his cold feet and just prays that they don't run away. But if they do run away, then they make it out alive. Whereas you have Vengeful Spirit, who throws herself a Magic Missile, which is, oh by the way, assuming that's level 2, 175 damage, and Visage, who collects Soul Assumption charges at every, I think, 100 damage, if I'm not mistaken. So you have that, plus a few right clicks, that's 2 Soul Assumption charges at least, so that's going to be at least 300 damage total, so you can get those 2 Soul Assumption charges in the first place, plus a Soul Assumption charge. That should be enough to kill pretty much any of the supports that we see on the side of Duza's Gaming, and possibly even Slark to a certain extent. We all know about his crappy stat game. If you guys don't know about it, I do know about it. If you guys want to know more about it, play Ability Draft and pick Slark, or accidentally get Slark somehow, and then don't get anything to help your survivability. You'll realize how crappy his stat gain is. We have that stat gain of 1.8 for strength, 1.5 for agility, and 1.9 for intelligence. That's stat gain though. And just to put this in comparison, because Ancient Apparition is relatively close, Ancient Apparition has 1.4 strength, 2.2 agility, and 2.6 as far as intelligence. So Ancient Apparition gets more stats than Slark. It kind of makes it sad. What's the Templar Assassin again? Huh. Yeah, fairly even. Ogre Magi, not much agility, a lot of strength, holy crap. And Titan Hunter, of course, a lot of strength. Yeah, as expected. So anywho, what I'm expecting to see, like I said, I'm expecting to see a very dominant early game from Duza Gaming. 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. I'm expecting to see them go for a turnaround based on their past play, not necessarily based on anything as far as their lineup goes. Like I've said a million times, I prefer Duza's lineup as far as like going later. But I think 4 bunny and 1 turtle can definitely make this work. It's flexible enough. And flexibility will be the answer to the game here. Speaking of answer to the game, we got the impulse coming through. So, cool, because I was about to start talking about towers and how they're positioned. LOL. Just pause, don't play. I agree, just pause, don't play. You don't need to play Dota. I can talk about Dota all day. Anywho, speaking of talking about Dota, we did the introductions. All we're doing is just waiting to see how the lanes matchups go. Slark looks like he's playing either mid or... No, he's playing mid. We got a mid Slark. I'm actually okay with that. Tempo Assassin will be playing bottom. I think the main reason they're doing this is because they know that Viper will be playing mid to counter, with air quotes, because everybody likes to counter things in Dota. They assume that if Viper's going to be going mid to counter the Tempo Assassin, so sending the Tempo Assassin down bottom to get that primary farm is actually a fantastic idea. Also, considering the fact that Tempo Assassin will be the thing that is going to counter the Phantom Assassin, they do need to get as much farm on her as possible, if not more than the Phantom Assassin herself. But this is Miracle. I have seen many awesome things from this specific Miracle. I don't know if this is the Miracle that I'm thinking is, like the Miracle Anti-Mage or anything like that, but I have seen some amazing things happen from this player in the few games I've seen him play in. So, and by that I mean his team was really well, or plays a really nice 4 Protect 1. Like, there were literally times that they were going 4v5 and they were coming out victorious, like, you know, 2 deaths on their side and 3 deaths on the other side. Anyway, speaking of deaths on the other side, we got Viper taking a little bit of damage, getting burned to death, gonna be forced about that corrosive skin, trying to survive, taking a few right clicks, he's gonna be going down, double damage rune is up on these guys, and first blood going towards Tidehunter, easy kill is easy. Just got caught in a very awkward situation, got burned to death, plus gushed, and Tidehunter has himself whatever the heck he wants. He probably can get himself a stout show now. He did go for those boots first so he can be a little bit more aggressive, so I think he was planning on getting that kill on top of Viper. And speaking of getting kills... okay, that's a little bit late. Speaking of getting kills and stuff... speaking of getting early kills, Viper going to be going down, doing only 147 damage? Wow, Lestexia kicking in, guys. Doing only 147 damage to everything around him. He's going to be a little bit of trouble, though, given the fact that he is going to be down in both levels and a farm relative to Slark now, because I think Slark was kind of close by when that death happened. If not at least Slark was getting more last hits than Viper was. So here we have Viper forced to get corrosive skin because Dota. And up top lane we got Tidehunter playing that suicide lane role. He did not buy himself anything just yet. I'm expecting to see a bracer, but he could just go straight up for arcane boots. He is halfway there. Down bottom we got Templar Assassin going versus the Centaur Warrunner. She will be able to zone the crap out of him. She has her refraction charges up, plus she has her side blades up at one point. That is pure damage. I did not realize that was pure damage until I died to it really hard one time. So that means that whenever she hits something it goes through, it'll do pure damage in the sense of, what? Yeah, just pure damage in the sense of whatever the thing was hit for. It's actually really nice to have versus someone like Centaur, who is pretty darn beefy and does have a bunch of armor. If you can just ignore all that armor by hitting something that has lower amounts of armor, you can do quite a bit as far as forcing him out of lane, that is. Like we see Centaur taking a crap ton of damage. Normally you see Centaur, who has a bunch of HP and like 3 armor, he wouldn't really care, but creeps only have 2 armor, so that's technically 1 more piece of armor efficiency. And if she hits a range creep, that's 0 armor, so... cool stuff going, guys. You learn things new every day, words and stuff. Alright, so far we see Tidehunter getting harassed out of lane. Ari doing a good job. 10 last hits up on Phantom Assassin, so it looks like Tidehunter can't do jack squat as far as getting farm. Already got himself a point inside of Gush, we saw that before. Anchor Smash, he has a point inside of that, so he is expecting to get some last hits, but Vengeful Spirit, Ari on that Vengeful Spirit doing a fantastic job, making sure that Tidehunter does nothing of the sort as far as bothering Miracle from getting his farm. Meanwhile, speaking of bothering people from getting farm, we got Centaur Warrunner forced to use a stomp, he almost got caught out. And speaking of getting caught out, we got Viper going to be down mid too, both the Ancient Apparition plus Slark. Slark got himself 4 right clicks into that fight, and he might want to go ahead and back himself up and get some healing up. Viper does have a point inside another toxic cell, will be bonus damage, so I want to say Viper needs to be a little bit careful, or Slark needs to be a little bit careful, because like I said, he doesn't have the most stats, and now he's officially out of region until he gets a bottle. Or a healing salve. Okay, close enough. Same thing. So we're just trying to keep our eyes peeled to see who or what is actually going to die around here. I want to say I don't feel very hopeful. I gotta be honest, I don't feel very hopeful for Viper's outlook right now. He is gonna be the one that they need to do things versus the Templar Assassin, so they did some mid, of course. I think they're really hoping that Templar Assassin did get sent mid. If they did do a lane rotation, I think Slark would have a lot more fun down bottom than Templar Assassin would. Although Templar Assassin is really not getting bothered. Centaur can't stand close to her. Pretty much no regen. He has himself a ring of health right now. No regen left, that is. And Templar Assassin only used, what was this, half of her mana to force him out of lane, more or less? Or force him away, at least. Her last hits are looking fantastic, though. 17 last hits versus Centaur Warner's 7 last hits. Looks like we got Centaur Warner coming forward, just being aggressive. He sees her refractions down. Doesn't decide to go for it anyway. Tyrant forced to back off. Gonna go ahead and check out that rune. The rune will be up in 15 seconds time, so it'll be a little bit too long for him to actually stay and wait. Meanwhile, mid, Slark and Ancient Apparition being like best bros. Ancient Apparition just making sure Viper stays in check. Good rotations, I guess, even though it's technically not a rotation, just Ancient Apparition stacking and pulling some Ancients. Ironic. I wonder if Ancient Apparition stacks and pulls Ancients, does that make the Ancients stack? Ancient stack? Anciently stack? Anciently ancient stacked? There's some logic here. Down bottom, we got Ogre Magic give himself a nice little burn on top of Centaur Warner. Centaur Warner looks like he will be going down one way or another. Templar Assassin will be the last one to get the hit on top of that Centaur. So nice little rotation going for these guys. I think I was mostly Templar Assassin though. I was probably just a meld plus maybe a. It was likely not even a stun. Oh, it was a stun. Ogre Magic probably did throw a stun on top of Centaur, but he did get forced back. We see. Oh, we got another kill. Visage actually dies. Where's Visage? I don't know what lane he was playing, but speaking of what lane he was playing, we got Slark actually taking quite a bit of damage from Viper. If only Viper had his ult right now. Bottle is up on side of Iceberg on that Slark. I feel like I didn't introduce Slark. I feel bad now. Yeah, we got Iceberg playing at Slark, but we got a lot of damage coming towards Iceberg though. That's the main thing, and I think the Ancient Person is really the only thing keeping Slark from dying right now. Slark is almost level 6 though, so he should be self-sustainable. So AA playing that nice little buddy for Slark, making sure he stays alive. Viper not level 6 just yet, so these guys are doing a fantastic job doing the denies, and also Slark doing a fantastic job getting his last hits. We see that he actually has more last hits than the Viper. 12 denies, 23 last hits going his way. Down bottom I see pings, they're saying his observatory around the corner. That seems to be what's going on. Centaur Warner going to go ahead and kill himself a few creeps. Okay, I see what it was. They were pinging saying Centaur Warner's going around the corner to go for the farm. So, missing Centaur Warner. Templar should be good. We got a just in case Ogre Magi hanging around the backside. And Limbo just having a grand old time. Going to go ahead and fetch himself a rune. It should be up here as soon as he gets to it. Centaur was forced to go back towards his base, so he will be running back into the lane. Invis rune does get picked up. They want to go for a kill on top of Centaur. They're circling the jungle. They want to go search for him. Centaur should be shown back in lane, so Smasher going to just waste a little bit of time. Waste a little bit of their time at least. And really, we're just waiting to see the big explosions happen. 4 kills so far for Duza. That's mainly because of rotations, and also because I think they killed Viper twice already. Yeah, they killed Viper twice. Centaur died once, and Visage died once as well. And speaking of Visage, where the heck is he? There he is, roaming around. Smoke of the Seed is up on him, so he can go ahead and use it to just go for a gank. Titan Hunter. Arcane Boots available. Now the question is, will they go in? It looks like they're going to go in. Prince of Spirit throws out a stun. TP support comes in immediately. Looks like Titan's will lose life at the end of the day. Nice little kill going towards Tide. TP taking way too long. Ogre Magi, I really wish he TP'd in a little bit sooner. Oh my gosh, they just might go on him. He backs up just in time. Observer is going to be the item that he picked up, I'm assuming. And yep, so they can pretty much do that every single time. Phantom Assassin, very nice and flexible because she can just jump on people. Vengeful Spirit can get in range, of course. She can throw out the stun to set up Visage is slow. There's a lot of setup on this team. That's one of the things I love about 4 Bunnies, 1 Turtles team, is the amount of flexibility. I mentioned it before, but we get to actually see it in action now. Visage has a slow that can set up Phantom Assassin's dagger, that can set up Vengeful Spirit stun. We got Dive on him, we got Viper taking a nice little chunk of damage. Slark does officially go down. Ulti was used. By the looks of it. Yeah, ulti was used for that fight, and looks like he wasn't able to get it. Viper being a little bit too survivable with max corrosive skin. It's a lot of attack slow. It's also a lot of free damage that he's getting on top of somebody else. Speaking of free damage, let's take a look at Templar Assassin. See how well she's killing Centaur. Centaur sitting here at a poor. Well, he has Tranquil Boots, so he's not that bad, but still, the fact that he's lost that much HP makes him feel very sad. He should feel, he's doing pretty badly as far as the surviving, but at least his tower isn't down. At least he's only died just once. Could have been a lot worse. could have been a lot worse. So Limbo has herself a phase boost plus that Ring of Aquila, so she will be working on. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a straight up Blink Dagger. I really do hope we see straight up Blink Dagger, but we'll likely probably see her transition to something a little bit more standard in the sense of. Okay, I was thinking Yasha, but no. I think TAs in general should just go for Blink Daggers Desos, because that's where you just increase your damage potential. Like, the higher you can increase your kill potential, especially considering that Templar Assassin is not really being bothered. Like, Centaur can't even touch TA right now. Even if Centaur does touch TA, he's gonna need some assistance. Oh my god, speaking of assistance, here comes Viper showing up. Nice little damage coming out. That's what appearances uses. Well, these guys came prepared for this fight. Templar Assassin would lose their life here. Centaur Warrior is gonna be able to get the kill on top of her, but looks like the kill did come through for Ogre Magi just in time. So I think Templar Assassin did collect that XP before Viper got the kill on top of her. And these guys must be listening to me or something, because I totally called it. Totally called it. I was like, Centaur can't really touch Templar Assassin unless Viper shows up. And lo and behold, Viper shows up. Visage takes some farm mid, so he will be getting some much important levels. Slark can't necessarily leap on Visage because it's a little bit too risky. The TP support and the rotations are coming through. Viper will be here in a few moments, and he is in fact working on the mechanism, so totally called it. And speaking of what he's working on, we see a Drum of Endurance is already up on Phantom Assassin, so she has a few more stats, a nicer ability to chase, plus a little bit bigger mana pool. Not that she really needs it, but why not? We have double arcane boots on both Tidehunter and Ogre Magi, so they are going to be able to keep themselves sustainable as far as using their spells. I'm expecting to see a Blink Dagger come up on Tide, and he has 508 gold. He's died once and has 1 kill. That was that first blood. Moving on to Slark, Power Treads is his big item right now, and I think the longer it takes for Templar Assassin to get her Blink Dagger Deso, the longer it's going to take for her to actually do damage to Phantom Assassin. Of course, Blink Dagger Deso will eventually do damage to Phantom Assassin, and Phantom Assassin only has 1 point inside of her blur. But once you do have that max blur, you're really going to need to start building those MKBs. And if the MKB is not online for Templar Assassin, by the time Phantom Assassin has maxed out blur, I think we just might be seeing a big turn of events. And speaking of a big turn of events, since our Warren ulti going to be forced to be used, just to keep that Phantom Spirit alive, not really wasting or not really questioning that much. It's a nice little play. Make sure she doesn't die. The less they can feed, the better they can do, and I'm glad they see that because the snowball lineup is real right now for Duza. If Slark can get just one little latch, just one little edge, and somehow builds a Shadow Blade and Scotty from the middle of nowhere, or maybe somehow builds a Sanji and Yasha just to be able to survive, a little bit more survivable, then I think we might see 4BT just more or less all but ended. And speaking of all but ended, well, we got Centaur. Is he Centaur very low? Where's he at? Oh, Centaur, please. I thought he was about to die. My death senses are tingling. Templar Assassin going to go ahead and tank a few tower shots, and they backs away casually. Meanwhile, mid, we got just an armistice of some sort. I'm just waiting to see some big action happen. Take a look at the gold graph. So we can see that the gold is more or less about 0. That's fairly consistent, especially considering that the kill did just happen on Templar Assassin, who has been farming for quite a while. So she did lose a little bit of gold. Plus, they did gain a little bit of gold. Not a whole bunch, but just a little bit. Speaking of a little bit, we got Templar Assassin Ogre Magi looking like they want to get really jumpy. They're trying to get really froggy. They might want to go for it. Deny does come through on the tower. And do back away. Drum of Endurance will be the item of choice for Templar Assassin as well, so she is going to go for some more sustainability as far as keeping her HP up. Ironically enough, the difference between Phantom Assassin and Templar Assassin's build right now is just more or less a Ring of Aquila. Everything else is pretty much the same. Okay, yeah, a magic one as well. Everything else is pretty much the same, except for Phantom Assassin was able to skip that Ring of Aquila and get a drum instead. And oh my god, speaking of skipping things, Silence of Ravage was being forced to be used. They're going to go for a kill on top of Templar Assassin. She does go down. Easy kills easy. Ancient Operation Blast does come through. Ari on that Phantom Spirit. Looks like she really wanted to save her ally, but has no ulti available. Does in fact die to the Ogre Magi stun. Slark was popping that haste room, and he did run through. And I think we're starting to see that one little edge of latch that we were talking about before. The amount of control coming out from Duza is pretty strong. I still like 4 bunnies, 1 turtles better, but I mean, I don't know how many times I can say that. Let's give him credit where credit is due. That was just a nice fight all around. They popped the Ravage, which may seem excessive for sure. But at the very least, they got the kill on top of Phantom Assassin, which is a high priority target, because the longer it takes for her to actually build her items as far as damage goes, the better it will be for your team. Anyway, speaking of being better for your team, Extra Fish ulti, Ice Blast comes through, misses everything completely. Actually hit the tower, but the tower doesn't take damage because it's magic immune. So take that, society. Oh, okay. Should say magic immune. It doesn't. And is that a secondary jump? Yeah, we have 2 drums now. I've seen this once before as well, on the same team. Oh no, this is on 4 Bunnies, 1 Turtle. They had 2 drums. But we see 2 drums coming up. Slark does need sustainability, so I can agree to a certain extent by having 2 drums. Tempo Assassin, to me, honestly, didn't really need it. I think that the longer it takes for her to get, like I said, her Deso Blink Dagger, that's the longest it's going to take for her to actually kill Phantom Assassin, because she really needs to get herself an MKB online. Especially considering that Phantom Assassin, at least she's died once. But especially considering that Phantom Assassin is in fact building herself, I hope that's a Helmet of Dominator. I hope that's a Helmet of Dominator, not a Mask of Madness. And speaking of having that Mask of Madness, we got Phantom Assassin going toe-to-toe with Tidehunter. She does lose the fight because she's losing all her damage. Looks like the birds are going to come through. The birds will be coming through on top of Tide. Tide's in a little bit of trouble. Easy kills, easy. Nice little kill for Phantom Assassin. She does run away as fast as possibly can. Ogre Magi shows up, throws out the slow. Going to be able to burn Miracle just a little bit, but Miracle gets okay with that. That's what you feel from Exile. So we got the Centaur Warrior ult again used. They're going to go for kill on bottom on top of Tempo Assassin, who is a little bit too fast for him. Just all that swag. She's just like swagging away. Like, who needs to run when you can just swag? Anyway, speaking of swagging, we got Ogre Magi going toe-to-toe with Phantom Assassin. Phantom Assassin looks like she's taking a nice little chunk of damage. She will be going out to the Ogre Magi. Actually, she dies, or she gets a kill on top of Ogre Magi. And Ogre Magi does in fact die. And now we got Vengeance Spirit once again in a very awkward position. Nice little dodge coming out from Limbo. So beautiful play coming from him. He is saving up gold for that Blink Dagger, so that will be online next. So nice pickup for him. Arya once again dying. Not feeling very happy about his life. And oh man, okay, Medallion of Courage is up on Visage. We got Slark going for the lead. We got immediate TP coming out from Visage. And Visage doesn't want any of this nonsense. Assuming that he was going to get leashed up, does TP out anyway. They could have possibly got the kill on top of Slark if the birds were a little bit more micro. And okay, that makes sense. Now I see why they were stacking Ancients. Tidehunter. Anchor Smash farming. It's physical damage. Heck yeah. So this will be a very fast Blink Dagger coming up from Tidehunter now. This will be probably on par with a, I would say 17-ish minute Blink Dagger, assuming that Tide doesn't die. But he does still need the last 1,000 gold to come up. Trying his really hardest to kill these things. These things are just being murderous. Look at them. It's like a murderous pack of random dinosaurs attacking him. Alright, so enough of that nonsense. Let's look at the fun stuff. We got Slark. I'm going to go ahead and try going for a Viper. Viper does see the Ancient Person ulti. I don't know why he's going to do the same, but he does get hit with the Ice Blast come up, or get the hit with the stun coming for Ogre Magi. He should be shadowing here in a few seconds. Slark does pick up that kill. And he also stole himself 4 stats total, only 1 point inside of that thing. And now we got Roshan going to be getting beat up. The kill does go towards Phantom Assassin. Blink Dagger's up on Centaur Warrior almost at the same exact time now. And we're about to see stuff get really real, guys. Phantom Assassin has a Helmet of Dominator, which is fantastic. Her damage is pretty nice now because, her damage is pretty nice now because the Helmet of Dominator plus her Drum of Endurance and also her crits at level 2. So when she does crit, she really crits. Like, crits really hard. I'm just going to be curious to see what she does to go for damage. I've seen some PAs decide to go for Melaniers. I don't like it. I've seen some other PAs go for Battle Furies. I like it if you get it early enough, but she's not going for that build. So Miracle not going for that build. I'm trying to think what else. Basher would be a nice item as well, just to make sure you can control somebody like a Slark or maybe a Phantom Assassin even. Even if your right clicks aren't really hitting them, your effects will, so that'd be nice. Those are only 2 items I can think of. Wow. Tempo Assassin almost killed herself both with birds at the same time. There was so much right click. And she did in fact go for a Yasha, so we'll be seeing that nice little in-between build. She did not go for the Blink Dagger straight up like I thought she was going to go for. I guess it's fair enough because you do have enough people to control if she does blink in. So Tempo Assassin with the Blink Dagger will be forced to blink in, pop meld, and then do a whole bunch of damage to pray that she kills someone like Princess Spirit. But then she has to worry about something like Centaur War Runner stomping in her face. She has to worry about Viper dropping his ulti, make sure she can't run away. She has to worry about Visage's birds. So it is enough to make it warranted that she should probably go a little bit later than normal. I'm not sure if we'll see a Mantis style though. Probably see a Mantis style. More stats. More damage, why not? Keeping things moving along though, items are showing that we have a Blink Dagger up on Tidehunter, plus we have a Blink Dagger on Centaur War Runner. So we're getting ready to see the biggest team fight of our life. Who can get the better initiation? Blink does come up for Centaur War Runner. We got the birds getting resummoned up. Ice Blast comes out from Ancient Operation, only catches Viper. And now we got Centaur Warren ulti going to be getting used. They do run away as fast as possible. Besides, throws out the nice little slow on top, Grave Chill on top of Ogre Magi. Ogre Magi taking a nice little chunk of damage, surviving somehow. Ulti comes out from Tidehunter. Aegis does get popped by a Templar Assassin, so she will be back into this fight. Or Phantom Assassin. Templar Assassin, will she go toe-to-toe with this Phantom Assassin? Looks like they will go toe-to-toe. Templar Assassin going to be forced to blink away. Here comes all the damage from Tidehunter in the middle of everything, just trying to do what he can. Almost going to be going down. Does in fact go down. Templar Assassin going to be able, or Phantom Assassin going to be able to stay alive because of her bottles. And now we got a lot of damage coming towards Templar Assassin. Like I said, explosions were about to happen. We just saw the massive explosion of Slark about to be going down. 1 crit, 2 crits to no. Looks like Viper gets himself an ultra kill, despite the fact that he's really been getting crapped on this whole entire game. So, nice little, what's the word I'm looking for? Excitement part. Confidence boost. There you go. Nice little confidence boost for Hook. Let her know that, bro, you're not doing that bad. And speaking of not doing that bad, Ogre Magi trying to kill this Templar Assassin, or Phantom Assassin. Jesus. Phantom Assassin will die, unfortunately, to the Ogre Magi. And now we got Ancient Apparition Ice Blast coming through. It will be catching the Viper. Boom goes the Dynamite. I don't know if it'll be killing him though. It does do very sad damage. And speaking of doing very sad damage, we got Visage running away. Ogre Magi has no stun available. Tidehunter didn't have a Ravage either. The bird does go for a stun though. These guys will be coming through. Tidehunter pretty much just a walking ulti. Did not opt to go for that mechanism, as we see some Tides do. Did in fact go for some Arcane Boots plus a Blink Dagger. He did a fantastic job of counter-initiating that fight. The only thing about it is that everybody was just more or less so spread away, and I think he really only used it to keep Phantom Assassin from killing Templar Assassin. That's not really where you want to have it. At the end of it all though, 4 bunnies, 1 turtle, they did come out victorious in the fight. Centaur Warren and Blink Dagger paying off definitely. We got another team fight about to break out here. We got Centaur Warren ulti coming up online again. Nice little stun on top of Tidehunter. Tidehunter in a little bit of trouble, does pop himself an Anchor Smash, goes for a Gust on top of Viper. Now we got the damage coming through. We got Ogre Magi taking many crits. Miracle doing a fantastic amount of damage. And now we got a nice little swap on top of Templar Assassin. Templar Assassin trying to go toe-to-toe, has no refraction, so she does in fact go down. And we expect to see that happen more and more often. Like I said, the snowball is officially been stopped. It just became summertime. Duza Gaming have no tempo that they can control. It looks like four bunnies, 1 turtle. I'll let those bunnies go. That turtle is going to continue to farm. And actually, I take it back. Is she going to kill Slark is a big question. Slark has herself a nice little, what's the word? Nice little bloodlust from Ogre Magi. Here comes the dagger. Here comes the damage. And Slark taking a nice little chunk of damage. Look at his HP, almost all gone. That's just 1 crit and a dagger. 1 crit, a dagger, maybe another right click, and that's pretty much Slark about to be dead. And now speaking of being about to be dead, we got Viper. Hook doesn't want to go for it, does back away instead. The aggression is real, guys. Alright, so taking a look at the state of the game, we see the goal graph is showing us that it went heavily in favor of 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. Duza Gaming did have a nice hold. Their farm was going a lot better, but 4 bunnies, 1 turtle, showing you that their explosiveness and their ability to just blow you up is pretty darn strong. Speaking of ability to blow you up, Phantom Assassin is probably not long for life here. She's working on the BKB, so she will be able to not lose that much gold. We got Slark and Tidehunter and crew showing up. Everybody coming up to kill this Phantom Assassin. Somehow surviving, about to be killing herself with Ancient Apparition. She will not be able to get the kill though. Ice Blast does come through just in time. But the fact that she was able to do that much damage is actually pretty darn nice. Once that BKB is online, she will be able to just ignore all of the spells coming out from pretty much Tidehunter, Ancient Apparition, Ogre Magi collectively. Slark will be still a problem. Templar Assassin, of course, will still be a problem. But considering that everybody's just doing a really good job of focusing Templar Assassin's refraction down, I think 4 bunnies, 1 turtles, in a good spot right now. Just basically stun Templar Assassin, throw a whole bunch of right clicks, just like everybody throw a collective right click, and Templar Assassin does die. Speaking of collective right clicks, we got the birds coming through on top of Templar Assassin. Templar Assassin is going to go ahead and go invisible in a very awkward position, gets dusted up. Here comes the birds, here comes the damage, here comes the deeps. Will she survive? The answer is no. Ari has another stun to come up here in a few seconds. Beautiful counter initiation from Ravage from Tidehunter. Ice Blast comes out from Ancient Apparition, will not hit anybody because everybody is already dead. That was a nice idea, very nice idea, but they weren't able to get it to go through as well as they wanted to. I had high hopes for it, but the rotation was just a little bit too fast. Tidehunter Ravage was used though, so it will be down. Centaur Warren ulti will be up in 46 seconds. Bottom tower, there is a glyph, but it looks like they will not use it. They will choose to forfeit it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Impressive stuff. I'm surprised it caught like that. Ravage caught me off guard, guys. I wasn't even paying attention. I was like, oh, they're fighting. They might get the kill. They'll probably get the kill. Oh, the Ravage, the Ravage. Black hole! Black hole! Anyway, the circles come on the mini-map. They're looking for a wild Viper. Looks like Slark did decide to go for a Shadow Blade, so Iceberg trying to make sure he snowballs as fast as he possibly can. Speaking of snowballs, we'll likely see a Scotty come out from him next. I'm going to call it now. Shadow Blade Scotty will be his item choice, likely. Phantom Assassin almost has maxed out. Okay. Take that back. She does. My bad. She does have maxed out Blur right now. So that means that her evasion is going to be pretty darn high. It's coming at a nice timing too, because pretty much Slark and Templar Assassin are getting all their damage online, but they don't have their MKBs yet. So it's that awkward moment right now where Templar Assassin can technically go toe-to-toe with Phantom Assassin, but Phantom Assassin, assuming that there's no refraction from Templar Assassin, Phantom Assassin should win the fight. Of course, if there is a refraction, then it probably still won't matter. Phantom Assassin can do her damage pretty darn fast, gets that max attack speed essentially when she does blink on top of you, so she can burn through those refraction charges from Templar Assassin pretty darn fast. So we got Duza Gaming, and like I said, it's a very awkward moment. We really need to see ourselves a MKB up on Templar Assassin. We officially have some sort of damage up on Phantom Assassin. I'm expecting to see... What am I expecting to see from Phantom Assassin? Well, she has the BKB, so I'm trying to scratch my head and think. What other item would be good for Phantom Assassin right now? MKB of her own. She can just do that much more damage. And just to counter the Templar Assassin before she does build her butterfly, and just to counter Slug before he builds his butterfly as well, if he builds his butterfly. Looks like he's going to go for a Scotty instead. More kiting potential. And speaking of kiting potential, I'm actually a little bit surprised to see... Okay, there we go. I'm actually a little bit surprised to see we don't see any ACs getting built up by either Tide Hunter or Ogre Magi. Tide is going to be going for 4 staff, so he can be just pretty much putting on his best Bat Rider impression, minus the Bat and the Rider part. Leviathan Rider. Putting on his best Bat Rider impression by getting that Blink Dagger 4 staff. It will be nice for initiating fights, and also it will be nice for running away from somebody like Phantom Assassin. He can just basically blink in, drop a Ravage, and then 4 staff somebody out from the dagger. It will be a nice thing to help kite the Phantom Assassin. But really, the state of the game right now is just basically if Duza Gaming can kite Phantom Assassin and just ignore Phantom Assassin without taking too much damage, then they should be able to just kill everybody else around her. But judging by the fact that Phantom Assassin is doing casual 766 damage crits, I don't really think you can ignore that much. And speaking of not really ignore much, we got Slug coming in. He's going to go for kills on Princess Spirit. Easy kill is easy. Should be able to get that kill. Nice little swap. Oh my gosh, I think she still will be dying. Centaur Warren ulti does get used, and the slow does get thrown on top of Slug, and Slug is officially going to be death pathing it out, though. He needs to be careful, though. Just revealed the fact that he does have a Shadow Blade. Ari does survive. All that nonsense. Nice swap coming out from Princess Spirit, and that, guys, is what we call team play. So we continue the Farm Fest. We see that the last hits don't really matter all that much. Let's go take a look at the net worth to see who has the most gold. And we have a fight between Phantom Assassin and Templar Assassin. Slark and Viper actually surprisingly close for what they are. I was expecting Viper to be higher than Slark, but Slark is higher than Viper, so kudos to you, of course. Mr. Iceberg, you're doing a good job keeping your farm up. Working on that Scotty, so it will take him a while. And we're more or less just in like a slight at the risk of making a pun, in a refractory period for both sides. They can't really do much yet. They really want to get their big items up, and they're trying to wait for that next big fight. And that's a lot of times what you see in a 4 protect 1. Of course, 4 bunnies, 1 turtle are doing the 4 protecting of 1. But Duza Gamer are more or less having to play in the same mindset. So we see the tempo getting controlled instead of by Duza Gaming. We see the tempo getting really heavily controlled by 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. And I think that's more so a sign of the reason for that is because Templar Assassin, like I said, needs to be the one to go against Phantom Assassin. So you need to get her farm. Usually if you see somebody like a Phantom Assassin decide to go full YOLO and just go all damage out, she can be the one controlling the tempo, and I don't think Slark is a good person to control the tempo, and he himself is actually trying to get farm now, so he can get his big items up. So nobody's really trying to control the tempo on Duza. They're just letting 4 bunnies, 1 turtle play their own game, and the slower and slower the game goes, the better and better it will be for 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. Granted, if the game does go past a certain point, I want to say like past this 45 to 50 minute mark, Phantom Assassin becomes less useful in the sense that people have MKBs, people have blade mails, people have things to make sure Phantom Assassin doesn't have a good time, and it just makes it a lot easier for them to deal with. And I think at that point we'll see Templar Assassin become the person to be really afraid of. But of course, that's like, they got like 25 minutes left, so they can still do this. 4 bunnies, 1 turtle are going to have Phantom Assassin solo Roche. They're pinging the crap out of it though. They do see Centaur Warren around the corner. They're all going to go in Centaur Warren. Nice little bait. Phantom Assassin will be showing up in this fight a little bit late. Then we got Centaur Warren going to be exploded. Ravage does fly from Tide Hunter. Catches only the Visage on the side corner. Now we got Phantom Assassin trying to come into the fight. The swap does come from Princess Spirit. Catches keeps the Viper alive, but she loses her life at the end of the day. These guys just kind of like on the death ball march. Phantom Assassin is around the corner. I think these guys need to recruit. Miracle looks like he wants to go for a fight, trying to keep the Viper alive. alive. Viper's gonna go ahead and TP out. Nobody has a stun. There we go. Ogre Magi stun does come through, and it just pretty much come through like a nice little, I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but like a bacteria killing things. Best analogy ever, I know. But nice little rotation coming out from Duza game, and more or less just killing. It looked like they were just farming jungle creeps right there. I gotta be honest, but it was a 5v1v1, 5v1, then a 5v1, then a 5v1. So 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. Not really playing to get as together as we expect them to be, but we got the damage coming out from these guys on Duza Gaming. It is still pretty darn strong when they're all together. And it just shows you the power of their team fight right now. They have the Ravage, they have Ogre Magi dropping the stun. They have Templar Assassin who has no Blink Dagger yet, but looks like she'll never get a Blink Dagger. So sad Limbo getting no Blink Dagger. I'm sad. But if Limbo does decide to get a Blink Dagger though, I will say that they can control a lot more of the game than they are now. Slark's still working on Scotty. He does have the second piece. Actually, he has the whole thing now. Curry just got to bring him his ultimate orb, and he can go ahead and pick up his orb of venom from the store too. But yes, we're starting to get to the point where PA might be getting kited. I do like the fact that they did back up after they lost everybody, more or less, from 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. I mean, they didn't have any choice, but the fact that Phantom Assassin didn't decide to say, no, I will avenge you, and just go straight in for a fight. So nice play from Miracle. Nice regroup. And let's go kill things. Oh my gosh, if they pick up the Curry before it does drop off wards, it'll be very important. It'll be very big. Looks like it won't. The Curry will be able to fly through. Instead, we got the whole entire Dire Squad roaming into the Radiant jungle, looking for a kill. Meanwhile, we got the Radiant doing the same exact thing in the Dire jungle, looking for a kill. See if they can find anybody. Blocking a few camps here or there. They do ping mid, say, hey, everybody shows up mid, or showed up mid. Looks like they're going to go for a tower trade too. Courier did just fly out to the secret shop. It did not pick up Orb of Venom. I think Slark's Orb of Venom is hanging out mid. We just passed by it. Just took a little glimpse at it before. Top tower will be going down. No Fortify got used because no Fortify was available. Slark's Orb of Venom is right there. I can't tell whose it is, but I think it's Slark's. And meanwhile, we got the defense coming mid for the Radiant. So 1 tower pretty much going for free. Not helping out the gold graph at all. We're going to follow Templar Assassin, but we see the gold graph is showing us that Duza Gaming do have the lead once again. Of course, this game is very volatile because the more and more kills that Duza Gaming get, the more and more 4 bunnies, 1 turtle can come back in. Mainly because this is the era of swing Dota. If you lose 1 big team fight, you're probably going to lose the game. So that's why 4 protect 1's a little nice. It's just refreshing too from the push and casual push and more push and push again. Anywho. We see Duza Gaming as far as the gold earned, they do have more gold earned, so it's a lot more farm going on Duza Gaming side. Makes sense because both Slark and Templar Assassin need farm, whereas on 4 bunnies, 1 turtle, really all Phantom Assassin is the only who really needs farm. Centaur Warner has his Blink Dagger already, working on a Pipe of Insight. Besides, he's working on a Dagon of Scepter, but he doesn't really need it. I mean, it's just a nice luxury. Vincent Spirit, I want to see Vincent Spirit get a Blink Dagger too, but she's not getting anything really, except for wards and stuff. Dagon of Scepter is up on Viper. That's a big item. Basically, it just guarantees that Templar Assassin won't be useful. So if she does blink in and try to go for something, she will be getting hit with that ult, and she would lose her refraction pretty darn fast. Because that's essentially what, the strike damage plus the damage over time, and also you get the poison attack damage over time plus a right click from Viper. That's essentially 3 stacks gone, almost right off the back. Middle tower once again going down. 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. I think they're giving up a little bit too much, trying to get, or not really getting all that much back into it. Duza Gaming, they probably do have all their buybacks ready, so let's go and take a look at their buyback status. It looks like, actually no, okay. Templar Assassin just bought something. That's an MKB Hope. Heck yeah. Who needs a Blink Dagger? We got a Manta style Drum of Endurance, MKB, TP Scroll, Ring of Aquila. Like, just imagine Templar Assassin walking down the street with all that on. Just like an MKB in one hand, a face boot on one shoe, a Drum of Endurance on her side. Anyway, we got Phantom Assassin in a little bit of trouble. She does get hit with the stun, and here comes all the damage in the face. She will be going down. Aegis does get burned. They do reveal the fact that there's an MKB up on Templar Assassin though. And will they go for a team fight? Looks like BKB does get popped by Templar Assassin. They're going to go for something. Centaur Warmer pops at ulti. They're going to go for something. Oh man, we got a nice little bit of damage coming to Ogre Magi. Ogre Magi will not be the one to go down though. A little bit too survivable for support. It looks like Phantom Assassin will lose his life. Miracle going to blink around the corner. Beautiful raps coming from Tides. Catching the Phantom Assassin in the face and immediately buys back. Centaur Warmer does go down. And now we got a lot of damage coming out from Slark and crew on top of this Vincent Spear. She will lose his life. Poor Vincent Spear's poor. Shadow Blade does get used by Slark, and now, there, Vincent is finally does die. Besides around the corner, doing a nice little chunk of damage to the Slark, but doesn't really have all that much he can do. Drops himself a nice soul summon charge, and Tyrants are going to be TPing out. Will he make it out alive? The answer is yes. Slark is the last one left, has no leap available, has a death pack available though, so he will be able to survive this. No, he does go down. 4 bunnies, 1 turtle, forced to use, I think, at least 2 buybacks. At least 2 buybacks, and they lost an Aegis, so technically they lost Phantom Assassin almost 3 times. But we'll see that fight recap, because that was definitely a fight to remember. Obviously, Phantom Assassin did buybacks, only 1 buyback was used. The Ravage was used as well, plus Blink Dagger. No worries, it'll likely be up by the next time these guys fight, judging by how this game has been played out. We see that Viper uses ulti plus a mechanism. BKB charge was used, that's a big thing. 1 BKB charge was used, and I think that's really about it. Oh, also, Templar Assassin revealed the fact that she has an MKB now. So I want to say we might be getting to the point where it would be very awkward, but it's still true, that Phantom Assassin might be want to invest into a Blade Mail. You know, just gonna gotta say, guys, if Phantom Assassin gets a Blade Mail, then Templar Assassin pretty much kills herself. It's like counterintuitive, because generally you build a Blade Mail versus Phantom Assassin, or the general thought is you build a Blade Mail versus Phantom Assassin and she kills herself. But the actuality is that we're at the point where if Phantom Assassin builds herself a Blade Mail, she just might kill Templar Assassin, but without having to do anything. So we'll see what this next item is going to be. I mean, Miracle, don't get me wrong, Miracle's hitting pretty darn hard at 1k crits every what's this? 15% chance. So it's out of 10 right clicks, she'll get 2 crits, 2.5 crits. So fairly, relatively frequent enough that it matters. Enough crits to where she can actually dish out quite a bit of damage. Also, we got Visage Birds all going to be going down with like 3 right clicks from Templar Assassin. It's actually pretty sad to see, because those birds are very expensive and Visage ulti's on cooldown. Anti-versus Ice Blast does go through. Are you going to be the one to die? Has nobody to swap into to help him out. And Tidehunter Ravage up in 14 seconds. He's working on what looks to be a refresher. Oh my gosh, guys. Refresher Orb on Tide. It's going to be double Ravage, double the fun. It's going to be crazier than that one time that high guy looked at 2 rainbows at once. I mean, Bloodlust on Slark. Just give him some more right clicks. Scotty's up on him. The more stats he can steal, the better. 4BT have Radiant knocking on the door. Are Duza going to be able to do this is a big question. The answer is likely yes. Vengeance Spirit will be back up here in a few seconds. I'm not expecting a whole bunch as far as what 4BT can actually do. I think we're past the era where Phantom Assassin is very scary, because Slark and Templar Assassin combined are a lot scarier. Individually, I think Templar Assassin is way more scary than Slark right now. But Slark does still have his ulti, Slark does have a Scotty and a Shadow Blade, so he is very evasive, he is very annoying to deal with. And Templar Assassin, she just shows up, melds, crits, kills you in like 2 shots. Usually how it works. 2-shot crits from Templar Assassin, no Dindy, heck yeah. So now we have 4 bunnies, 1 turtle playing their turtle strat, as their name suggests. The bunnies are all now very afraid the turtle has to come out to keep these guys alive. She's going to go ahead and give herself what last hit she can. And we got a lot of map control going towards Duza. We see the observer wards getting thrown out. Let's take a look at the vision. The observer wards on the minimap show that the Radiant can see pretty much everything that's going on as far as relevant farming places for Templar or Phantom Assassin. They do have a nice little ward over here for the Roche pit. They also have the Templar Assassin traps in here to know when exactly these guys are trying to do Roche or trying to sneak Roche. So that's going to be nice for them to know. And on the side of Duza Gaming, the supports are doing their hardest, are trying to do what they can to give themselves a vision. They have vision for the bottom lane, so we'll see them likely rotate towards the bottom lane to go for a push after they do Roche, of course. But on the same token, that's look at that, guys. Cool Blue calling the game like a baller. The arrow gets drawn down to bottom to say, hey, let's defend bottom, or hey, they're going bottom from the diary. They had that. So that's from the Radiant. Wait, I'm confused. Yeah, the Radiant drew that. Okay, never mind. The Radiant drew the arrow going down bottom saying, hey, they're probably defending, and they drew a nice little circle saying, hey, they're probably all hanging out here. They are, in fact, waiting for Roshan. That is a truth. But on the same token, I think we're at the state of the game where Duza just have enough to keep 4 bunnies, 1 turtle, all claimed up. Really what it's going to depend on is it's going to depend on how much farm Duza actually get in this period versus... excuse me. It really depends on how much farm Duza actually get in this period versus how much 4 bunnies, 1 turtle actually get naturally, because the lanes will be pushing towards them. One thing you have to be very careful of, especially when you're in higher level games or just, I don't know, ranked matches in general. I don't play much ranked, but I do know for a fact as a caster, it's a very dangerous thing, is that if you don't take down your racks or your enemy's racks fast enough, you eventually get to the point where you're just more or less giving them free farm. So right now we have Duza Gaming. They have a ton of map control. I'll just zoom out and show you all where they can farm safely. They can pretty much farm all of this safely and all of this down here safely. Basically, that's a lot of farm that they can potentially be collecting. But while they're collecting, of course, they're not pushing lanes, and then they'll have to go back push the lanes. And while they're not pushing lanes, they're not collecting farm. And you end up in a situation where Duza have so much farm that they can possibly collect that they actually don't collect much. Now, that creates a problem because what happens a lot of times, especially with supports, or especially if you're me and you're playing support, and you're in a very, very advantageous situation, is that you have pretty much everybody in your team farming in different places, and you, the support, is like farming in the lane to push your lane creeps back. And when you do that, you're pushing lanes back towards the enemy team, and because you're not farming the jungles, then your enemy's not farming the jungles, you're really not losing anything because both sides are still getting lane farmed. And it's full farm because racks are still up. So anyway, that was a very, very, very long explanation to say the simple fact that Duza Gaming really need to go ahead and get some Raxes. The more time that they wait, I think it'll be a little bit worse than it may seem. Mainly because that means Phantom has to still get herself full farm. She has a Satanic, for God's sakes, right now. And I want to say she basically farmed it up just by lane creeps. Like, her team just sat back and let her get all the farm that was coming in towards the lane. And now she has a Satanic, which is going to make her a lot more scarier. Speaking of a lot more scary, we got Temple Assassin, has no BKB yet. I think that's one of the missing things from her build right now. But once she does give herself a BKB, she will be just that much more scary because she can just ignore all of the magic, stuns, and damage, and whatnot that are coming at her. The only thing she won't be able to get rid of is, of course, the slow from Viper's ult. But still, Casual Butterfly gets picked up by Limbo. Looks like these guys want to put their foot on the gas pedal and just go ahead and end this game right now. 4 bunnies. 1 turtle. They do see the fact that Temple Assassin is building herself a butterfly. They saw everything in her inventory. The Observer Ward did scout it out. And now we got these guys just going to go ahead and push on forward.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, that's another thing. Thank you, Base God Announcer Pack. We see ourselves, the Radiant have quite a few towers left up. That is one last talking point that I can go on before we actually start seeing some action. But the Radiants have quite a lot of towers up, and what that basically means is that all these are more or less sitting money bags. There's a 5 tower difference, if I'm not mistaken, right now, so that's 5,000 gold. If we take a look at the gold graph, it shows us that a Duza Gamer are ahead by 12,000 gold. So if we equalize that, assuming that all the towers for 4 bunny 1 turtle that could be claimed to make things even are collected, then we see the simple fact that 4 bunnies 1 turtle have not really that much to go. If they just like win maybe a team fight and a half, plus they claim all the enemy towers, then they more or less have a game where the net worth on both teams is essentially 0 again. And when we do have a situation both teams have a net worth of 0, I still favor Duza's lineup because it's getting to that point where Temple Assassin's timing is about to run out. Like I said, 45 minutes or 50 minutes is what TA kinda has. She has like a natural timer right now because people are starting to not care about her damage. But anyway, we're getting to that point where if it does hit the 0 graph, I still would favor Duza's lineup. Viper, he doesn't really scale well into the late game. He's pretty much just a walking mechanism at this point. I mean, he has BKB now, so he can not get able to ravage that, if that helps. But really, what it comes down to is who has the better late game lineup, and we're at that point where it has made it past the late game. Slark, although I don't think Slark has been that big of a factor, Iceberg has done enough to help his team make it to the late game. Temple Assassin, although I don't think she's been playing as, or Limbo has been playing as impressively as he could have been, or maybe as impactfully as he could have been if he had the Blink Dagger Deso. He is poised and positioned and ready to go ahead and help his team just flat out win this late game. And now they're about to get into team fights. We got Temple Assassin attacking pretty darn fast. Bloodlust plus a Butterfly plus a Mantis Style. That's a lot of right click. Like that's almost, what is it? Was it almost, is it max? It should be max yet. It's not maxed yet. Attack speed is sitting at almost max. Okay, she's like 600 away from max. Anyway, here comes the damage. Here comes the right click. That's what a Mantis Style dodge coming up from Temple Assassin. Sadly, it was a little bit off. We got tons of Ravis going through. Since our Warren is going to be the first one to go down, I think it's pretty much all but over. Ravis is going to be coming back up for times as soon as he gets more mana. Sadly, he's not going to get any more mana. A-Blade does get used on top of Temple Assassin, or Phantom Assassin. She does go down officially. Buyback comes out immediately from both Centaur and Phantom Assassin. A lot of people are dying all over the place. So we got Temple Assassin did officially go down. She has her Aegis up though, so she will be back up here. Phantom Assassin gonna go toe to toe, gets a kill, no refraction available for you. 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. Do once again put on that beautiful defense that we've seen many times before. Ogre Magi around the corner. Will he get scouted out? The answer is no. He does TP out just in time. Slark and Ancient Burst running as fast as they possibly can. Ghost Scepter was picked up by Ancient Burst, which is a fantastic item, but I think he just might die anyway. Ghost Scepter should be back up here in a few seconds. Look, Slark's around the corner. Fantastic. Oh my gosh, 2 crits is all it took, and he's officially down. Easy kill is easy. Slark has cheese in the corner, but I don't think he'll be able to make it this one. They do ping around the corner. They do know he's over here. Operation Black Hawk down coming out for Ogre Magi. He's dragging his clubs, looking like he's trying to see if he can get to Slark in time. I don't know if that'll be the case though. We do see somebody scouting out. Oh, no, never mind. I was about to say we do see somebody scouting out Slark, but that was a Phantom Assassin TPing away. Back to farm top. And still, we're at that point in the game where still the Raxes are still up for 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. So they are by no means out of this game. We got Slark actually going for a leap on top of Visage, does get the kill. Viper trying to help us ally out, but bro, you can't do anything when Viper pops his, or Sniper, yeah, Slark pops his ult because he's a little bit too slippery for you. You see, that was all basically just, yeah, Dark Pact. Dark Pact does a lot of damage. That's basically pounce plus right clicks, that's all it was. 17 stacks going for Slark right now. And oh, by the way, he has cheese. One of the beautiful things about cheese is that when you do use cheese, you don't actually lose all of your you don't actually lose all of your depth or all of your stacks of essence shift. So this is one lesson I learned in a very difficult and hard fashion. It's a simple fact that if you guys ever do play Ability Draft, just go with it for a moment. If you guys ever do hate it, or if you hate Ability Draft, I'm sorry, but if you do play Ability Draft, you know that if you do get Essence Shift on anybody, you should probably get Abaddon's ult instead of Wraith King's ult. Wraith King's ult, it gets used and you come back alive, but you don't have your stacks. If you use Abaddon's ult, you're still alive the whole entire time, you're collecting more stacks, and then they have to take you back down again. Slark with cheese, I say all that in a long way to say that Slark with cheese is more or less the same ideal as giving Slark cheese instead of giving him an Aegis. If Slark does come back alive, it doesn't really matter. He probably won't have all the stacks. If Slark does come back alive, ooh, wow, okay, nice little stun. Oh my gosh, these guys are all going to jump on top of Slark. Slark is in a little bit of trouble, does pop a death pack, he does TP, or does blink out just in time. Phantom Assassin actually going to go for the chase. Here comes the dagger, here comes the damage, here comes the right click. Slark losing a bunch of HP, no bash. A blade gets used on top of Phantom Assassin. Phantom Assassin will be able to go for the chase continuously. If she can continue to give vision, the birds are not going to give them vision, but instead we're going to see a fight happen around the back corner. Nice little play come up from these guys. We got a lot of damage coming towards Viper. Viper does officially go down. We got a buyback immediately coming up from Viper. Plus Vengeful Spirit showing up as well. Ogre Magi a little bit of trouble. BKB gets popped by Viper. He's taking a crap ton of damage from Temple Assassin. Temple Assassin, speaking of taking a crap ton of damage, she's about to be going down here in a few seconds. Nice little swat going on top of Ancient Bridge. He pops himself a ghost up just to keep himself alive. We got Ogre Magi about to be going down. Phantom Assassin can't really find a target because he's evasive. And now he officially goes down. One crit is all it really took, and she does get that kill. Rabbits from time to catches her on the backside. A lot of people going down. Phantom Assassin is going to go toe to toe. She will take his team all by herself. She can carry his team. Miracle going to go for a kill, gets herself a tie hunter, looking for a Slark. Will she be able to find it? Gets herself a nice little bash. Will the secondary bash come through? The geometry site gets dropped on the ground, but Slark picks it up, and Phantom Assassin is going to be feeling very sad. Now she can go forward. Satanic can get popped. She is going to go ahead and pop it. She's doing a nice little chunk of damage. Slark in a little bit of trouble. He does have himself the advantage of the fact that he's invisible. Phantom Assassin does back away. I think Miracle should have continued, but no. The answer was no. Temple Assassin was waiting around the corner. She bought back just for that. Holy God, guys. That was actually a really nice fight. And I need water now. I just started foaming at the mouth. I don't know if that's me and my enthusiasm for Dota or unhealthy. I think it's my enthusiasm for Dota, but I can't tell. Pretty sure it's my enthusiasm for Dota. Anyway, a buyback did come back from Visage. The birds are used just to help defend. They don't want to lose any of their Raxes. 4 bunnies, 1 turtle know how important it is to keep their Raxes. Like, that's mainly the only reason why they're still in this game, is because they haven't lost a single Rax. And, you know, I'm just saying. All that said, though, as far as items that we need to see come up, I was about to say we need to see more Ghost Scepters, and we do see a lot of Ghost Scepters, so I'm okay with this. We got a Ghost Scepter up on Ogre Magi, Ghost Scepter up on H Apparition, the main people who need it, because they don't have that much survivability when these team fights do start going out, all out. we got a Ghost Scepter up on Visage as well, so that's a nice item. I think a Ghost Scepter needs to come up on Vengeful Spirit, but I'm pretty sure Ari can't afford it, so maybe we can get some gold loaned from... Oh, never mind, take it back. I was supposed to say for Phantom Assassin, but no, she's going for... Oh my gosh. Phantom Assassin herself is building an MKB, guys. Holy crap, Miracle's gold is about to be... Or Miracle's damage output is about to be ridiculous. Ah, that hurt. Holy crap. Ah, I cracked my knuckles. Like, I cracked them and they went too far and it hurt. Anywho. So, does Slark have an MKB? The answer is no. He has an A-Blade, which is enough. You only need one, really only need one person to deal a whole bunch of damage. Slark is more so just to be an annoyance. That said, if Slark got himself an MKB, I think Phantom Assassin would not stand a chance at all, and I think 4 bunnies, 1 turtle would have more or less all but lost this game already. We saw Phantom Assassin go toe-to-toe with Slark. Realistically, that should happen, assuming that nobody has MKB. But on paper, as this game goes, the fact that Slark should have a higher net worth than the Phantom Assassin right now, that simple fact that Slark still can't go toe-to-toe with Phantom Assassin actually speaks droves, mainly because... Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, Slark has... Wow, okay. Phantom Assassin has more net worth than Templar Assassin. I didn't realize that. But the fact that Slark has more net worth than the Phantom Assassin, but he still can't go toe-to-toe with Phantom Assassin, does speak quite a bit. Of course, Slark is, like I said, not the primary person to deal with the Phantom Assassin, mainly because they're relying really heavily on refraction, and they being Duza squad. But on the same token, if Slark can go toe-to-toe with Phantom Assassin, I think it'll be a lot better. Yeah, Slark doesn't have a bunch of HP, and he'll probably die from like 3 or 4 right clicks, or 3 or 4 crits from Phantom Assassin. But on the same token, judging by how these fights have been going for Duza, that same exact thing has been happening for Templar Assassin over and over and over. Basically, Viper drops his ult, Templar Assassin loses her refraction, and she dies in like 3 or 4 right clicks anyway. So I think Slark would be better enabled to deal with Phantom Assassin at this stage, at this specific stage in the game, mainly because Templar Assassin, she can't really be as explosive as she thought she wanted to be, and Phantom Assassin can pretty much destroy Templar Assassin's face because Templar Assassin all she can do is go invisible. Slark, on the other hand, he can pop his ult, and he pretty much has a whole entire 4 seconds of unrestricted right click. Of course, assuming that there's no AoE stuns, which is only one, actually there's technically 4 AoE stuns available for 4 bunnies, 1 turtle, which are a big resource right now because they need Centaur to try to counter-initiate the fights, or maybe just stop Templar Assassin from right-clicking Phantom Assassin. That's how way Phantom Assassin can actually kill. That said, if Slark can more or less channel his inner weaver, and just try to weave in and out between those team fights, I think we might see ourselves a very, very, very handily won game from Duza Gaming. But of course, that hasn't been happening. Hindsight's 2020. I'm the one sitting on the sideline. These guys are the ones playing the game. Templar Assassin is still doing fantastic, despite the fact that she can't really help her team flat out win the game just yet. And I think 4 bunnies, 1 turtle have been playing the game the way they should be playing it, which is basically, okay, everybody died, we need to get buybacks, we need Phantom Assassin to buy back, we need Centaur Warden to buy back when Phantom Assassin comes back alive. So they're strategizing very well. So let's give 4 bunnies, 1 turtle credit where credit is due. They're doing a good job responding to what Duza's throwing at them. But on the same token, I think this is still Duza's game to lose. Well, of course it's still Duza's game to lose. They have more towers, they have more net worth, they have more everything, essentially. But guys, don't forget, this is still Swing Dota. Just like 2 team fights back-to-back. If 2 team fights back-to-back go wrong for Duza, I think we're at the point where it just doesn't matter. 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. We'll have the tools necessary to just flat out win the game. Anywho, enough of my speeches. Cool Blue just can't stop giving speeches. Phantom Assassin, her last item looks like it needs to be a A-Blade and Boost of Travel. So her last few items, probably A-Blade, Boost of Travel, maybe a Butterfly anyway. Slark, thank you, he's listening to me. Oh my gosh, guys, it's almost like I know what I'm talking about or something. Holy dear crap, God. Anyway, Slark has himself an MKB. He can officially do damage to Phantom Assassin. I am officially okay with everything that's going on. I think Duza had this game, not necessarily in the bag, but they have this game on their threshold. Like, they can literally win this game in the next team fight that happens. All they really have to do is just make sure they kill Phantom Assassin. Phantom Assassin does not have buyback right now. Phantom Assassin doesn't really have enough damage to flat out kill Slark anymore. We saw actually Slark survive like 3 or 4 crits or so. 3 crits or so from Phantom Assassin. So I think this would be a perfect moment for Duza Gaming to go ahead and knock on the door of 4 bunnies, 1 turtle, give himself a kill on top of Phantom Assassin, force him to wait. Maybe they'll lose like 2 or 3 people, but they'll still at least claim a Rax. So it's officially Raxing time. Both carries online. Goliath is online. Sorry, if you guys got that reference, you deserve a cookie. Shout out to StarCraft. Love it. Anyway, Roshan's going to get beat up. It looks like the Dire are going to go ahead and try to take it. Oh man, this is a bad fight. It's going to be a bad fight indeed. The Ancient Pursuit ulti comes through. Here comes Titans of Rabbits. Phantom Assassin, Vince is going to be the one to go down. Refresher does get used by time to catch everybody in the middle of everything. Phantom Assassin immediately dead. I'm pretty sure it's GG right now. We got the TP coming up from Centaur Warrior. Pretty much A-Blade getting used on top of Viper. Viper does go down as well. The Ages will be getting taken by the crew of the Radiant Squad. 4 bunnies, 1 turtle, 1 slight slip up is all it took. And I think we're finally past that tipping point. Basically, double Ravage. Like literally 2 Ravages. I don't know what to say. Literally 2 Ravages. That's all it really took. That's more than enough time for them to actually kill everybody. Phantom Assassin, she survives in the fact that she has her well, sorry, hold on. Got somebody running away. There we go. We got Centaur running away. He does go down. GG well played. He does get thrown out. I do agree. The game was more or less over at that point. It was still a desperate hold. 4 bunnies, 1 turtle put on a fantastic fight. But don't worry, guys. We got 1 more game to go. There's 1 more game to go in this series. This is the best of 2. So we're just waiting to see what 4 Bunnies 1 Turtle decide to do with this next game. But I think they put on a fantastic show. Duza, they had a lineup that they were just more or less countering what 4 Bunnies 1 Turtle was doing. So I think 4 Bunnies 1 Turtle had the advantage of setting the tempo and how the game should have been played, and I think it was played the way it should have been played. It just ended up lasting too long, and Phantom Assassin couldn't get into her stride fast enough, and that's really what ended it. Anyway, my name is Cool Blue, guys. I just watched you guys this game in the Join Dota League. If you guys want to check out my YouTube channel, you can. It's youtube.com/coolbluedota. That's CULBLUDOTA. I do my live streams on there. If you want to check out my other live streams with the JDL, go ahead and check them all out there. I actually need to go clip those together, but I'm being lazy. Anyway, all that aside, I have other channels and stuff, but you go check out the main YouTube channel, and you'll be able to find everything that you could possibly ever want. So, hope you guys enjoyed the game. That's really it. Shout out to Duza for being awesome, and shout out to 4 Bunnies 1 Turtle for putting on awesome defense. I'll see you guys in the next game. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and as always, I'll see you guys whenever.